And the funny thing is, I used to think discipline was taken away from my spice of life, you know. 20 years in the Navy, still ain't had discipline. I was like, forget that. I'm gonna have my cake and eat it too, you know what I'm saying? And I did it, I knocked it out, you know, holding my breath, white knuckling it. But discipline is actually freedom. I had to learn that. You know, discipline gives me more time. It gives me more time to do the things that I like to do. You know, when you get up and you say, hey, just do one thing, one win, make the bed up. You know, you don't just get up out the bed and run, make the bed up, because what just happened was you just created a win for yourself for the day. When you do that every day, that one small thing that you do, it creates a momentum. Now you can see that you're a person of integrity. The body remembers that. The body says, hey, you made the bed up. Then when you get home from a long day and you get back in that bed, you tell yourself, man, I'm a person that prepares for something for myself every day. I take care of myself every day. The body remembers that self-care, remembers that self-leadership, remembers that self-discipline. The next thing you know, you're knocking out little tasks throughout the week. You're showing up for people. You're showing up for yourself more. Because see, when you love yourself, you're able to give it back to other people. And discipline is self-love. It may feel like you're taking the spice out of life and that you're, you know, living this mundane, oh, I gotta life, and I want to be able to just live by the, you know, seat of my pants kind of life. And that's great, but that's what discipline provides you. It gives you a structured way of handling things. You know, our God is great, but what did he do? 7 days, he created things one by one. Each day had its own place, order and decency. So you have to treat your life like that, you know? You got 24 hours in a day, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? How are you going to spend it? You know, if somebody gave you $24,000 and said, here you go, are you going to just wild out? No, you're going to have a plan for that thing. Make sure this goes here, that goes there, and whatever you have left, that's what you'll spend on fun. Well, you can't take your day, give 8 hours to the boss man, and take the rest of the hours and do whatever because you feel like, well, I already gave up some structured hours. Well, you gotta give yourself some hours first. Sometimes it can feel like more sleep is more rest. Sometimes it ain't. Sometimes you're being complacent. And you gotta know what you know. Only you know what you know. So I just say, hey, get out there, look at discipline as a tool, not as a weapon. You know, I know growing up you hear discipline as if, you know, I'm gonna get on punishment. Discipline's a bad thing. It actually is freedom. It's a book I read about Jocko Willink. I think his last name was Wilkin, something like that. That's Navy SEAL. And the book is called Discipline is Freedom. It's a short read, check it out. But it basically just talks about it in a way of saying, hey, discipline is your best friend. If you can just start small, you ain't gotta start off big. Start off something small and just build yourself up from there. And everybody falls off. Everybody falls off. Don't hold yourself to some kind of, you know, standard that you know what I mean, it's just impossible to meet. And nothing wrong with having a goal, but don't let that goal keep taking you down and taking away from your motivation, you know, for getting up and doing it again. Give yourself small wins, take your time, be kind to yourself, but don't let yourself sit on your hands, you know, get up out there and get it done. Whatever it is you gotta do, motion creates emotion. So get out there, love somebody, and most of all, you know what it is, go love yourself. Peace.